Hello there from Alton Towers in July 2023. We're here to film a vlog, but what are we going to talk about?
Alton Towers.
Funny that, but what exactly are we going to talk about?
We're going to look at some of the less talked about attractions.
So
I'm not getting on many of the coasts here at the moment. So we're looking at like, obviously, Haunted House.
Yeah.
Curse of Alton Manor, sorry.
I was going to say, mate, it's not 1992.
Oh yeah, good, that means there's loads of coasters I can go on then, because that means the corkscrew's still here. No, it's not.
It is actually, it's just at the entrance with no trains on it. So a lot of people do ask sometimes when we do Alton Towers vlog, sort of, what was the restraints like for a plus size person? That is a question we get asked a lot.
Most of them are tight is the straight answer at the moment.
Yeah, and that's something that we've never actually covered here. So we don't know how busy it is, so it might be a case of we cover like 2 rides, or we might cover all of them. So we're really not sure exactly how much of it we're going to cover, but that's the angle we're going at today, isn't it? And obviously it's Mike's sort of idea as well as mine that we should do this and just have a look at these options at Alton Towers. It's not being done to be offensive or anything like that.
Food as well.
Yeah, we are.
It's a big talking point.
There is absolutely no way I'm doing a food review everywhere, though. I'm not made of money.
Jesus Christ!
And if we are doing that, Mike's paying, not me.
Not. We'll come to that later, but I'm flipping not.
Yeah, so we'll talk about the food situation, the plus size ride availability. So should we go and have a wander?
Yeah.
Let's go then. Actually, quickly, everyone's saying about Pleasure Beach being quiet at the minute. There's not many people here at Alton Towers yet, but there is a thunderstorm due in about 3 hours, so that might be why. It's worth mentioning from an accessibility point of view that the Sky Ride here at Alton Towers is still closed. I believe it's been closed all season. If it's still closed in the middle of July, there's not much hope for it opening at all this season, which is a shame, because this is a massive theme park, as many of you will know, and it's something that really is needed. I mean, I need to lose weight. Walking around Alton Towers once every few months ain't gonna do it, but it's a big, big park, and for anyone that is in a wheelchair or has struggles with walking or breathing or anything like that, to not have the Sky Ride open is pretty poor, really. I think it's something that they really need to have open at all times, especially in peak season. There's a lot of walking to do here, especially, you really feel it, like you can probably tell we're both knackered. You can really feel it when it's hot, like it is today.
It's really, really humid today. So the camera won't pick it up, but there is a storm on the way. There is. And you can feel that there's a storm on the way, because it's sticky, it's warm, it's sticky, it's humid.
Yeah.
Moist.
So, moist. Well, that's just your feet. So you could just do with getting a Sky Ride back open, really. So please sort it out.
Yeah, because I'm knackered already. I only walked from Tower Street.
I know, yeah.
Well, I walked from the car park first.
I'm going to go and have a lie down, and I don't think it'll be on Galactica, it'll just be on the path. We've come to check out the progress of the Nemesis Reborn, as people are calling it, construction work. But Mike's got a little bit of a joke he wants to make, so go for it, mate. So
the sign says, be absolutely sure you want to ride before joining this queue. I am absolutely sure. I'm joining the queue. The queue starts here.
We've joined the queue. First train. We're not moving. 2024. We're on it first. We're waiting here. We've started the queue. So get in line, everybody. We're at the front of the queue. That's it. We're going to be the first on the Nemesis. And I'm pleased to report, as always, Nemesis has got a 0-minute queue. That's because it's not open. In a serious note, they are absolutely cracking on with this, aren't they?
They're not far off having the whole track layout.
No, I mean, there's loads of track on the car park, there's loads of track under one of the big cranes, which is clearly going to get lifted in, probably before this video's even been uploaded.
Potentially, because it looks like they're about to do the loop.
They're literally doing work on the lift hill today. They've got track in place here, there and everywhere, and they are seriously cracking on with it. And there is, from a few things and rumours that I've heard over the last couple of weeks, they might actually get the chance to test it before this season finishes. If that happens, can you imagine the bedlam if there's enthusiastic?
Can you imagine Scarefest here?
I know, yeah.
You'll go on a ride, or amazing.
Well, we'll be here.
Just stand here.
We'll be here at the front of the queue watching it test. You know what I mean? We will be in the front of the Nemesis queue. But no, on a serious note, I think, imagine if they test it during Scarefest. Yeah. Imagine if they do a Scarefest themed maze around this story. You know, there's so many things that Nemesis could fit into for the rest of this year in terms of theming. They have done the marketing so well. I'm going to pass the camera to Mike now, because we've not really heard much from Mike about Nemesis this year, because this is only your second visit here this season.
It is.
So my arm hurts from filming, so Mike's going to take over and just talk a bit of Nemesis stuff.
This is the first time I've been here while the new track's been on site. I like the black. I think the black's going to look really good. I'm not sure I'm entirely sold on the tentacle effect at the moment. I gather there's been a slight change in storyline over that, because obviously originally the storyline was that the track was holding the monster down. So I'm hearing something that the monster's now become part of the track somewhere down the line. Not sure how that fits in, but I'm sure we'll find out in due course. In terms of, do I think it was a good idea to redo the ride? Well, if it needed doing, then on a selfish point of view, yes, because I love Nemesis, really love Nemesis. I love B&M inverts. If anyone's seen like what my top 5 coasters are, I think 3 of them are inverts, so I do like them. Yeah, the progress to make is absolutely unreal. I didn't think at this stage in the season that you'd have half the track in and most of the rest of it looks like it's ready to go, to be honest. I don't know what we're at regards some electricals and that kind of thing.
There is breaking news. Alton Towers have sent an email out. So if you want to carry on holding the camera, I'll read what it says. If you want to get me shot. So it says, everything is not what it seems. It's me again. They haven't managed to catch me yet, but I've had a few close shaves. I was going through some of the files and they put a tracker on my computer, so I've had to switch bases. I've managed to get on site recently. It seems like Nemesis is growing somehow and responding to the chemical and radiation tests. I can't seem to get any closer to the site. The Phalanx research facility has now been made out of bounds for all employees like me. We need to stick together, and perhaps together we can find out what's really going on. Seek the truth. That has literally just been posted on PBE chat because Alton Towers have sent it out.
For your own safety.
For your own safety.
Please obey all instructions given to you by the Phalanx operatives.
Please obey all instructions. My next instruction is to talk to the camera. So, what do you think? We've had a good look from the observation platform.
Yeah, so I've been having a look. Obviously the track's getting there.
Yeah.
Looks like they presume they're leaving the station to last.
They appear to be sandblasting the track on the lift hill though. Yeah. I know a lot of people have been worried about, are they going to repaint the lift hill track? I'm certain they will do. There's no way they're going to leave it like...
Some of the actual rails look like they've been stripped.
Yeah, so they're probably going to be done last, and Mike's observed that they're doing some stuff with the station as well.
Oh, they're going to need to do stuff with the station.
Looks like they've taken quite a bit of the old sort of fiberglass theming off it already. So I'd imagine they'll redo the station as well to probably fit in with a new story.
I noticed, I don't know if anyone else has seen this, but there's, because I don't know how long it's been there for, but there's like a platform under the tail at the back.
Oh, is there?
Over the brake run.
Yeah. So. I think everyone's been covering it when they come here in video, so we're not the first, we certainly won't be the last, but
we are the Phalanx.
They are the Phalanx.
Delivering strength in control.
The last time I was at Alton Towers was on the day that Subterra reopened, and it wasn't the best, so we've just walked past it now. 5-minute queue, which is a bit better than the 2 hours that I waited last time. So we're going to go and have a quick go now and see how it's doing this time and hopefully get a full cycle. Is this one you can do, or are you going to try it?
Not.
You're not going to try it?
I used to be tight on it years ago, and that was,
yeah.
I was slimmer then.
Yeah.
But I'm also told it's even worse now. So.
You're not going to give it a go? No. So I'll go and give it a go now, and hopefully it'll be a much improved experience.
Like this, shoulder to shoulder.
Behind me is the, I was going to say the Nemesis Subterra queue, but there isn't one. Literally walked straight on it, and there was only 3 of us in there. So I got the full cycle this time, and I've got to say it's much improved on what I experienced a couple of weeks ago, when literally I got as far as the drop section and then it just broke down. So really good to have completed the whole ride cycle, let's say. It's still nothing groundbreaking. It's all right. It does what it needs to do. Adds to the Nemesis story at the minute. Oh dear me, it's chucking it down. It's good for what it is. I think people will get bored of it again, not like they did last time, but it's just good that it's available whilst towers are struggling with capacity. I don't imagine, like, when the retro squad goes, Subterra won't be far behind it. It was good though. I got a really good jump scare at the end. I won't give much away in case that they do it to everybody, but I don't know if it was because there was a lack of people in there, but they really got me good with a jump scare at the end. So I'm glad I've done it. I'm glad I've done the whole cycle, and yeah, I'm just going to show you the queue again because, well, maybe it's not just Blackpool that's quiet at the minute, because it is totally dead at Alton Towers right now. I'm honestly not lying about the queue, it really is that short. It's great to have just got straight on it. I've just realised I didn't talk about the restraints. Obviously Mike's mentioned he didn't think he'd get on it, and for me it was tight because the restraints are, well, it's a lap bar that sits very, very snug on your thighs, so if you've got biggish thighs it will be a struggle, because it is a really tight restraint. And one thing I don't like about it, I've got to be honest, is the foot tickler, leg tickler sensation that they have in there, and when you get prodded in the back. I get that it's supposed to be like the Nemesis monster that's loose and it's getting you and stuff, but it just doesn't feel very nice. So yeah, 5-minute queue, glad to have done it and glad to have got a full cycle at last. Plus size vlog cancelled. What can you do in the rain? Alton Towers vlog started.
Stand under a tree.
Stand under the only dry spot in Forbidden Valley.
And I'm still getting wet.
Yeah, well, at least it's kind of like a little dry spot. It's absolutely
spot.
chucking it down now. So it's going to be interesting to ride availability at Alton Towers has been a big talking point lately. So it's going to be interesting to see how they handle this today in the rain. Because obviously with Nemesis out of action, they are down one of their major queue-eating coasters. And they have struggled when other coasters have had downtime this year. So it's going to be interesting to see how now they handle this weather after having a couple of weeks of really good weather.
How long is it before the mine train will end up shutting in this weather?
To be fair, Galactica won't be far off either, which is what we're right next to. So we're
going to go and talk about the big seat on the test seat.
The test seat, yeah.
But yeah,
moisture.
Absolutely pinking it down. So.
Driving rain. Oh no, here it comes again. Good news, the rain has stopped. Bad news, we're now getting sunburnt. What is going on with this weather today?
July in England.
Yeah, well, yeah. Great British summertime, I believe they call it. It's anything but great when it.
Great.
So, something worth mentioning. Galactica mist is on. Galactica's mist is on, I should say. We're now wandering down to it. Just paid £3.40 for a bottle of Coca-Cola and only the crumbliest, flakiest chocolate there is. Of course, a flake. And now we're going to chuck Mike in a test seat of Galactica.
Drenched, is that?
Yeah,
Be careful.
I'm not getting in that.
Do you want me to hold it up? Oh Christ. Yeah, that is just, it doesn't go up very far, does it?
No, and it's a ton weight as well.
Yeah, come on, for the entertainment of everybody, try and get in it.
I can't fold myself up that far.
Come on, it'll be entertaining for everybody. You wouldn't be a very good ride on, would you?
That's also why I've not got in it.
We'll just left you there for the day.
Out of it again.
Sorry folks, I did try and get him to go in the test seat, but it's not very practical, is it?
Better days.
Yeah, test seat's a little bit broken. So it's interesting that Galactica currently has a 10-minute queue.
Costa Coffee has a half an hour queue.
Yeah, it does. So, you know, if you see a big queue in Costa, it probably means everything else in Forbidden Valley is quiet. Obviously, Mike, you're not going to be doing Galactica, I guess,
No.
so you're going to give it a go?
No.
No. I can't remember the last time I went on it, but I think for the purpose of this video, I probably should go on it, and just so I could talk about it. So I'm going to go and give it a go now. Well, it's got a 10-minute queue. I'll talk about the restraints a bit because I do find them a little bit uncomfortable. So just for reference, I weigh about 16.5 stone at the minute, so it'll be interesting to see how tight it is on me because they're not the most flattering restraints to get into. I think, as everybody knows, the Flying Coaster design has moved on now with Vekoma bringing out their design. It's just not many of them have been built yet, so hopefully they will be in replace.
I don't actually mind the restraints on this. I just don't fit in them. The Galactica is oddly quite a lot tighter than some of the other B&M flyers. I've not been on this for God knows how long. You see behind me the test seat. I've clicked it. It's actually down 3 clicks. It needs to be 2, I think, but it's actually down 3. Now it's
not
down.
Anymore. It's down a lot more than that. So if you're wondering, right, if you do try and get in this test seat, if you just let go, it just drops. So
I wish the real ones did that.
Do be careful if you do try and get in the test seat. And if you are wondering, how to open it. I'll hopefully get this right now you're filming it. Twist it,
Twist and
pull it up like that. So, like I say, it is supposed to go all the way up there, but go on, do you want to get in?
no.
Go on. I'll just... In all the years I've been coming to Alton Towers and Galactica or Air's been here, never have I walked straight on it. Not even on one of those really quiet, like April, May, September, October weekdays where everything's walk on. I don't think I've ever walked straight on it like that, but it was literally a case of just walk around the queue line and walk straight into the station. There was no one in the air gates other than the front row. That, I think, is a sign of just how quiet Alton Towers is today. In terms of the restraint, no issues. I think a couple of clicks and I still had quite a lot of room in it. They had to do one of their rechecks because we were doing the bingo calling. Row 4, seat 3, row 4, seat 1 and all that, like they always do. It appears to be on 3 trains, 2 stations. It's all good. It was good in its day. Those rides were good in the day, but I think the hanging on the brake run while you wait for the train in front of you to move on to go into the station has just got to the point after doing Fly at Phantasialand. It's just, I'm glad to see the flying coaster technology has moved on, and I really wouldn't be disappointed to see Alton Towers replace Galactica with one of the Vekoma flyers. I know from a marketing point of view it'll be a bit of a headache for them in terms of advertising basically the same type of coaster, but if anyone could do it with their marketing, Alton Towers can. Mike's got some talking to do.
He's just been on Galactica, I'm going on Blade.
You're going on Blade.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go on that one. I'm going to sit that one out. Not really a fan of pirate ships, so I'll get some shots of Mike on the ride, and then we'll go from there. Enjoy, mate. Enjoy. How's the Blade?
It weren't bad. It's a bit of fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's old trooper.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's got to be nearly 40-year-old now.
Everyone always thinks it's going to get removed. It's always like
every year
the blade's going.
The blade's going.
It's like there'll be a little bit of paint missing off it, and it'll be like, oh, it's getting removed. It's absolutely getting removed.
COVID came round, the blade's going.
Yeah, and it's like, they've taken a bit of Nemesis track out, the blade's going. They've repainted something, the blade's going. So it'll probably still be here when we're too old to go on it. So it'll probably be the longest standing ride in the UK at some point. It just lives on forever. You watch now, they will remove it at the end of this year.
That's it, gone, end of the season.
Just gonna let everybody know that, like Blade, in August 2017, we were like, the Wild Mouse has got a great future here at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, it's never gonna get removed. A week later it closed, it never reopened, and it was gone. So bye Blade, sorry. Right, we're gonna go and do the Curse at Alton Manor. We're gonna go and sit down, do a couple of laps on it. It's now starting to rain again. Charge the camera a bit, so we'll see you in a short while. It's winter again.
So we went in there and it was
sunshine. And now, what's the Mancunian way of saying it's raining?
Chucking it down.
Chucking it down. Do you know what? I think we might have to scatter and go get some cover, because just as we come out from the shop, from the Curse shop, not the Jewel shop, or not the fuel stop either, as my autocorrect's just changed it to. I wonder if this guy's selling any umbrellas. The actor.
Hello.
All right, Rihanna.
Rihanna.
It was good. I mean, I would talk about it more, but I don't want to ruin the camera in the rain, so yeah.
Mildly moist.
Curse at Alton Manor, it's really good, although it's even better when all the effects work, which they weren't doing today. No mirrors.
It's a shame, because they're a really good effect.
Funnily enough, no smoke either, but I don't think they have that anyway. But anyway, it's time to go and shelter again. Mike wants to talk about something.
Yeah, so we did Jewel again, because it's raining.
Jewel?
Jewel, Curse of Alton Manor.
Thank you.
We've done it 3 times.
We have.
Because we come off, It started raining, so we went on again.
Yeah.
Then we come off.
It's still raining.
It started raining, so we went back on again.
And we put our coats on and went,
you know. Put our coats on and give up trying to avoid the rain.
And went, you know what, let's just get on with the day in our coats.
Unfortunately, some of the ride wasn't working today.
No, there's some
mirrors were off.
Very notable effects are off. And there's also that bit at the start where it has like the glass smash. That was either on or off. Every time we did it, it either worked or it didn't, which is a little bit odd. So we're now going to head round towards the rapids, and also we're going to have a look at the pricing of the pizza pasta place.
Yeah.
Pizza and pasta then here at Alton Towers. Basically like big pizza kitchen at Blackpool, but with a couple more options, I think.
And a couple more pounds as well.
Yeah, £17 before your annual pass discount. I don't know, is it good value, is it not?
It's starting to push it.
Yeah.
I had it on our event day, which was last time I was here.
In April, yeah.
Yeah, and it was, I mean, don't get me wrong, it was alright. But it's really now starting to, I know they say about expect to pay more at theme parks, but it's really starting to push the limit of what's reasonable now.
It's basically getting to the point where it's like Universal Orlando or Disney prices with like £17. I know you could probably make value out of it by eating a lot of food, but if you imagine...
Even I struggle to make value out of it.
If you think about it though, if you're a parent and you're paying for like your other half and then 1 child, 2 child, 3 or 4 children, that's very expensive meal.
I mean, granted, the kids meal here is half the price.
What did he?
$8.95.
How old though?
It doesn't say.
Ah, see, that's what.
11.
Up to 11. Oh, that's all right. Charlie's got a few years yet then. But yeah, starting to chuck it down again.
He'll start getting ID'd by the time he's about 7.
Probably will do soon, as that's all. Anyway, we're going to move on. But yeah, we just wanted to let you know, pizza and pasta is not cheap. We are moaning about the price of pizza pasta here, but take a look at the queue for it. Just because we're moaning about it doesn't mean it's not good value, because that's a big queue. And as we walk past, it is full in there. Every table is taken. So, okay, maybe they have got the pricing right. Maybe we're wrong.
It's just us. Might just be because we come to these sort of places so often that...
Yeah, and honestly, right, we were going to do the rapids because the waterfalls are back on, but it's closed. It's literally closed, and hopefully if you turn the camera around, you'll be able to see there's a staff member in the red stood outside it. We were genuinely going to do it, weren't we?
I mean, what do you do when you come to Alton Towers and it's shucking it down?
Go on the log flume. Oh wait, no, it's not 2009. I missed that thing. Yeah.
So we go on a water ride.
That's what we do anyway.
Please remain seated. Time to put your skills to the test. The Corvo's giving us everything we need. Please remain seated. This ain't no jungle cruise, skipper. Time to face these waterfalls head on.
How good is that to see those waterfalls back on the rapids?
Finally.
The only issue is while they're on, you're not allowed on it. That's what it seems like, because every time they're on, the ride's closed.
Yeah.
But
it's like snagging the issue here.
Yeah, no, I do think it's going to open, don't you?
I hope so.
Yeah, we are going to go on it. I mean, we can't film on it, obviously, we'll get in trouble if we do. But we are definitely going to give it a go. And just to prove we're going to go on it, we will film it in the queue line and stuff. So, honestly though, it's so good to see those waterfalls back on. Now, what we want to see is riders on the ride so that we know we can go on it. Interestingly though, there is a staff member who appears to be stood watching the ride at all times. I'm wondering if it's going to be like in the American ones where on the rapids they always have staff placed all around the rapids watching. Not that they helped us out when our boat was sinking in St. Louis, but yeah, it was interesting to see that. Hopefully we get on it soon. Good news, rapids are open. Here we go. Just said to Mike, we are going to get soaked though. It's an absolute certainty.
So we've been on the rapids and we've headed round to Mutiny Bay. Mind blank there. Yeah, the rapids, the waterfalls are now back on, which is great. We did notice that there seems to be staff attending all the way round, so it's obviously a sort of an health and safety change. We didn't get very wet though, because bit of lack of ballast. There was only 2 of us in the boat, so it's been a while since I've come off a water ride dry. But sure, we can change that on future events. Get the usual squad back with us. So now we're going to head over to ride I haven't done in donkey's years, which is Marauder's Mayhem, which is what used to be the teacups back in the day.
Before you be setting sail on the boat,
into the camera.
Enjoy.
There we go.
There you go.
Right.
Pull it down then.
Yeah.
Give it a shot. Do you want a push?
It needs more than a push.
You want to sit there and talk, or?
Yeah, quite happy here. I'll stay here all day, to be honest. It's quite comfy seat. Of course, first of all, a bit of a thing on the restraint. As you can see, we have a test seat on Oblivion. Unlike the Galactica one, it's not about to knock my head off. But yeah, you can see there, I mean, that's not even close to closing, is it? Let's be honest. Yeah, so we've been saying all day about how the park seems to be really, really quiet. And turns out it's not that the park's really, really quiet, it's just that the whole park seems to be an X sector. Because every other ride in the park's got 5, 10, 15 minute queue apart from like Spinball Wizard. We come round here, Smiler 35 minutes, Oblivion 40 minutes. The Retro Squad rides seem to be really busy. The walkways are really busy. Everyone's in X sector, which makes sense at the moment because this is where this is actually where like almost the nucleus of the park, because there's 4 rides down here at the moment.
Just picking up from what Mike's saying, it is really busy in X sector. Say Oblivion 40 minutes, Smiler 35. So a lot of people on the walkways, not this one behind me, but in the sort of near the ride entrances and stuff. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people in the Smiler shop. Just been in there to get some stuff. The Retro Squad rides are busy, so maybe it's just that we've got lucky today in that a lot of people are not in the areas that we've been to, which is always a good thing when you're in a busy theme park. But I think even then, queues like 40 minutes in the summer at Alton Towers are extremely acceptable, because in years gone by you could expect to wait like 2 or 3 hours for something, especially Oblivion and Smiler. So it's definitely not as busy as it could have been today, which I'm all good with that. A little bit earlier on in today's video, Mike mentioned something about our events coming up. Well, we do have an event at Alton Towers on Saturday, the 16th of September 2023. Time is running out to book on that one now. We do have an exclusive ride time session on the Smiler in the morning, which is for 30 minutes, so that'll be before the general public get on the ride. The full details will be linked in the description of this video. But these events are a great opportunity to meet like-minded roller coaster enthusiasts, ride the roller coasters over and over again during the exclusive ride time sessions, and not worry about queuing. We'll talk a little bit more about the event later on when we get over to the Dark Forest, but whilst we're next to one of the rides that we are hiring for half an hour, I thought it was worth a quick mention. One of the subjects that we did say we'd cover earlier on was ride availability, and I actually think it's been pretty good today other than the rapids earlier on. However, we have come down to the Dark Forest and 13 has been closed. It's just reopened now, but Rita's closed, which is not really a surprise, which takes me on to a bit of a subject I wanted to talk about anyway, which is hydraulic launch coasters appear to be being phased out slowly. Would you like to see Alton Towers give Rita LSMs, or would you like to see a new coaster in its place?
I think get rid of it, to be honest.
I think so. Well, there he goes.
I mean, I might be talking from the privilege of having been on bigger, better, badder equivalents like the likes of Maverick and that kind of thing. But the reliability of it has never been great. They're probably becoming quite expensive to maintain. But I think some of them being converted makes sense. It's patently clear now what's happening with Top Thrill Dragster over in America. And it's keeping some sort of racing theme by the looks of it. by what Tony Clark tweeted yesterday. But obviously it looks like it's being converted to LSMs. You know, Maverick is LSM. You've got your likes of your Tarrans and other modern coasters, in the Vacomas as well.
You think about, I'll move over a bit, you think about some of the really good LSM coasters, Tarran, Two Tatis, Batman Gotham City Escape, Red Force, they've all got good power. They're all fast launch coasters. For me, I think Rita's had its day. I think once Towers get their Project Horizon dealt with and they deal with a flat ride issue, you're probably talking another 5-6 years away. But I reckon, I honestly think that they'll bin off Rita at the soonest opportunity, as soon as they can.
Or there's another possibility when it lands with a colossal repair bill.
Yes.
Something fails on it, it's going to go in here.
I can't imagine Towers are going to want to remove it and have no replacement lined up though.
No.
So I think, it wouldn't shock me if they've had the conversation with Intamin already about replacing it. You never know, when Project Horizon opens, which is potentially going to be an Intamin multi-dimensional launch coaster type ride, that might be when they pull the trigger on Rita, because it's a coaster for a coaster, and then they can slowly work on replacing Rita.
They can put something else here.
You know, they've not technically lost a ride because it's 1-for-1, so that's when they could think about working on a replacement from there. Just to finish off what we're saying on Intamin coasters, if Alton Towers could build something like Two Tatis or Tarran or Gotham City Escape, then I will visit here a lot.
The thing is, I think they could build those coasters as well.
Yeah.
Tarran isn't the tallest roller coaster in the world.
No, exactly.
Neither is Maverick. Maverick's not that tall.
No. There you go, you're in. Send it.
Sort of, maybe. Not in the slightest.
No, they have obviously got seat belts.
These ones aren't they?
The thing is though, if you got like a modern LSM one, they don't have seat belts, Mike. No, you don't like those seats though.
No, I really don't.
No.
Do you know which ones I like the best?
Go on.
Mavericks.
Mavericks. You not prefer riding Max?
Hey?
Max. You not prefer those? Like Icon, Helix.
I used to.
Yeah.
Until they changed the design and put the seatbelt on them.
Yeah.
And I find them really uncomfortable now.
Yeah.
But I used to, before the original design that was on Icon, I used to think was a really good design. But they put like the buckle here.
Yeah.
It digs into me a lot, so I don't like it. What's really weird is Maverick has got effectively the same restraint as this, but with the cheetah hunt style canvas here.
Yeah.
Instead of the rubber stuff. And this actually to go somewhere down here.
Yeah.
Mavericks will go virtually as is, like that. It's really weird.
Yeah. Very quickly again about our event in September, we do have an hour's ERT session, so that's 1 hour of exclusive ride time for our group only on 13. So if you do like 13, there's a good chance to just keep riding it over and over again, no queuing. Other than just with those of us that are on it, it will be limited availability, so there will be plenty of time to do lots of rides on it. Like I say, that one is still open for registration, no membership required. You don't have to have done an event before, but it is on limited availability now, and the bookings for that one will be closing soon. So all the details will be in the video description, starting at just £20 per person for annual pass holders. It is a great event at Alton Towers, always. We had a great one in April. I will put a card in the top of the screen to that video. In an unsurprising development and the subject of ride availability, Hex is still closed for pretty much every visit that I've made here for this season and last season and the years before that. For whatever reason, it just never seems to be open anymore. I think it's got serious issues. It's had it, yeah.
Started to think that Hex the Legend of the Towers should be renamed to Hex the Myth of the Towers.
Good shout. Yeah, so doesn't look like it's going to open anytime soon, although I'll say that, and there'll probably be posts all over the internet in a few days about it being open.
In a second now.
But yeah, Hex still closed. Coming to the end of our day here at Alton Towers. Mike, have we been on all the rides that you can go on?
I think we've been on most of them, haven't we?
Runaway Mine Train's one we've missed, isn't it?
Yeah, but that one is really, really tight for me anyway.
And Battle Galleons.
Yeah, I wasn't going on that.
Why not?
Because it's been on and off, chucking it down.
Yeah, no, don't blame you.
My coat's been on and off enough as it is.
There's no way I would have joined you on that one, to be fair.
No.
Had a good day though?
I wasn't joining myself on it.
Good day?
Yeah, it's been alright, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. I've really enjoyed being back and just chilling out. That's the beauty of having a season pass at parks like Alton Towers. You can just pop in, have a wander around, and in our case do a little vlog like this one, chat some nonsense, and that's your day. And like we say, we're good company. We see Mark here as well and Fiona today, so all in all, good company, good day. We were going to talk about Project Horizon, but we are going to be back here in September like we've said about the event, so I think that's a good time to cover that one. Then that's a good opportunity for us to talk about Scarefest, which we will be covering on the channel this year, and that'll be the first time we've covered it since 2019, so I think we're long overdue doing a review on that one. Anything else you want to add, mate?
Yeah, just if you are interested in our event, obviously we've mentioned it, get in touch with on our sort of socials, on the official socials we have.
Yeah.
Drop us a message if you need to ask anything.
And the information about the event will be in the video description as well. Like I say, we have got limited availability left, like very, very, very limited availability, and the time is running out to book on.
Oh, something else I'll say as well, because I've seen a couple of people have posted this on our platforms, relating to it, is a couple of people have said about like coming on their own. I might be slightly biased view here, but I think the groups we have that come to these events are absolutely fantastic, and I think there's a fair few people who have in the past attended our events either on their own or maybe one or two friends, and have ended up as part of, you know, there's some we've got loads of like friendship circles have formed from our events. So yeah, if you are thinking about it, take the plunge.
I just add something as well. The greatest example of this is Mark, who turned up to an event for the first time in 2017.
Yeah.
He didn't know Mike, he didn't know me, we didn't know him. By the end of that event, we were all friends because we all had a common interest in theme parks and football, and you and Mark were rugby, and it was like we all had a common interest, and of course we had a common interest in the scare events as well. It's like,
which is hilarious.
Which is just great, because out of nowhere it's like a new friendship was born, and that happens for a lot of people on our events. So yeah, check out the information in the video description, and don't feel like you can't book on if you don't know anybody, because I guarantee by the end of it you will have made new friends. And the thing is as well, you can have free time on the park. You don't have to stick with a group the whole day. You can spend as little or as long with people as you want during the day. The only sort of scheduled activities on the day are the ERT sessions. In the middle, if you think like, I just want to do the park by myself, you can do, but there's plenty of opportunity.
Go and sit down, have a drink.
And that's the thing, because we've got the hospitality suite booked out as well, so there's always the opportunity, which I do on event days, to just go and put my feet up for half an hour.
Yeah, I do. I usually go for a snooze. Anyone that comes to our events knows what I'm like.
So that's all from us today. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Can you get us an Alton Towers vlog to at least 200 likes? That would be massively appreciated, especially at this time of the year. Many thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.